Jamin and Carl in the Coliseum. Paper magic is our jam. Please subscribe to our program because Jamin and Carl are playing modern.
Dude, none of those words rhymed.
That's alright, because we have two announcements this week.
We do actually have two cool announcements this week. The first one being that we invited a major streamer to come play with us in the Cardmarket Coliseum next week. And not only will we play against them, we battle today to find out who gets to play against them. Also, next week is not going to be modern, but standard 2022, future standard. So if you want to see a specific deck list being played next week, put it in the comments and we'll select from the decks in the comments.
We'll go back to modern the next week after, but because our streamer is mainly an arena streamer, we're going to play the hot stuff of standard 2022. Second announcement is we finally have a goal. We've been telling you forever that we want more subs, more likes. We are so close to 10K, it hurts. So half of the people watching right now are not subbed. If only half of those people sub right now, click the button immediately. Next week, we promise, we'll have 2 gameplay videos. Once we get to 2 a week, that means the decks you submit that we don't get to play usually, we get to play. We get to try other formats, Pauper, No Ban List Modern, Legacy.
All right, they have understood that they have to subscribe, but for now, let's get into the games.
So since day one person has been commenting almost first on every single one of our videos, and very kindly. And we've always told ourselves that as soon as this person submits a deck, we'll play it. And last week, they asked for Dredge. So we're playing Dredge. Now, Dredge plays on a completely different axis from all the other decks in Magic. Wizards made a mistake a few years ago, and they printed cards that had one ability called Dredge, where instead of taking a draw from the top of your library, like most people do, you can draw that card from your graveyard back to your hand. In exchange, you'd have to mill yourself a certain amount, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you get to fill up most of your library into your graveyard. You can then have a bunch of really crazy graveyard interactions. You can bring back 3/3s at the end of the turn. You've got cards that when you put them into your graveyard from the top of your library, you deal 3 damage to your opponent, you gain 3 life. You can bring back a bunch of creatures. We'll see. It becomes a really, really fast aggro deck, and I don't think Jamin can bring something to the table that beats this without really clear sideboard hate.
This week, I picked up the most requested deck from last week, which was Naya Lands. Basically, you play Elvish Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary with a lot of land synergy. Also, from Modern Horizons 2, we got Titania. Together with Zurin Orb, that lets us sacrifice all of our lands to gain a lot of life, but also create a bunch of 5/3 elementals. We're also playing the most powerful land from Modern Horizons 2, which is Urza's Saga. That one, once we fetch it out, later on lets us get either Shadow Spear or Expedition Map, so should be good.
Now this deck is usually €578 online without any shipping. That's just brute cost. But on Cardmarket, if you cheapest first, we found it as low as 390 with the shopping wizard.
So this lands deck is usually extremely expensive, probably because all of the fetches and Urza's Saga and all of that, it's usually around €1,200 online. But if you use the shopping wizard and optimize a bit, you can get it as low as like €850, which is insane. That's almost like 1/3 of the price just gone, just wizarded away by the shopping wizard.
All right, are you ready to see who gets to play some standard 2022?
I am.
Haha, it's on. Okay, I wish you good luck. And no mulligans.
Why would you wish me good luck if we're competing to play standard 2022?
Do you not want to play standard 2022?
For sure, I do.
You can just concede if you like. So I won the die roll.
It was a close die roll though.
It was very close. And I will mulligan.
I will mulligan too.
Oh, simsies!
Yeah,
all right.
On to 6.
I think as a rule of thumb with Dredge, you can never keep a 1-land hand. You want to play first land, second land, and then one of your 2-mana spells that starts putting cards into your graveyard and drawing cards. I can't keep this hand. If I don't get the second land, we're dead.
Alright, this hand totally sucks. The deck is called Lands, plural, not singular, land.
Okay, I hope your 6 is better than your 7.
I hope so too.
Let's go for it.
Oh wait, I actually do get to draw 7 cards, I just have to put one back.
Yeah, new mulligan. Well, not so recent new mulligan.
New mulligan.
You know what? I'm gonna mulligan again.
Ooh, I'm gonna keep this one.
It's funny because some hands look perfect, but that's just because there's no lands in them, so it's all full of good cards. Unfortunately, this still has only 1 land. We can't keep this.
This hand seems much better. Double Reclaimer plus a Wrenn and 6. I can go turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Wrenn and 6, get back my land. Awesome.
Okay, so you're at 6 and I'm going down to 5.
4.
No, yeah, I'm keeping this.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna put 1 card at the bottom.
I have to make a decision. Okay, we got there. We would rather one of those 2 discard spells be a Dredger, but we'll try to work with what we have. We're gonna get rid of the Narcomoeba and the Prized Amalgam because we want them in our library and not in our hand. I will, since I mulliganed twice, I will put this one and this one on the bottom of my library.
I'm already up a card, Carl.
You are up a card. You're gonna see that it doesn't really matter.
Well, we'll see about that.
Mountain, go.
Okay, well, if you're playing Burn...
Yeah, if I'm playing Burn, that would have been awful.
Up 2 cards already. I'll play a Fetid Heath and fetch it away.
Are you taking 1 or 3?
I'm taking 1 because I'm getting a forest.
Oh yeah. Oh, basics. It's like we're playing draft. Actually,
woo.
you wouldn't have a fitting draft. 19.
All right, and I will play a new card at the Cardmarket Coliseum. The Elvish Reclaimer. We haven't seen that one yet.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone seriously cast an Elvish Reclaimer before. Jamin, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
+2/+2. There are 3 or more land cards. You know how last week I played a 3/3 for one that Doombladed all your creatures?
Yeah, this is kind of weaker than that.
This is considerably weaker than that.
But it does become a 3/4.
Yes, it does. It's a little bit bigger. And you can shoot your lands. Okay, that's not bad.
Go ahead.
I will take a natural draw.
Sure. A natural draw, you say?
Oh yeah, sorry. I should have prefaced this. I'm going to play a Gemstone Mine, and you know what, Jamin?
Are there unnatural draws in your deck?
I was tired of playing Magic against you, so I decided I'm just gonna play against myself. I'm gonna cast a Thrilling Discovery.
All right.
I'm gonna gain 2 life. 21. 22.
22. Oh. I think I know what's coming here, and I don't think Dredge is a good matchup, though we are off to a good start.
I will discard 2 cards.
Sure.
This Creeping Shell and this Golgari Thug.
That's unforeseen.
And then I'm gonna draw 3 cards.
Sure.
Now, with Dredge, I can draw a card from my graveyard instead of the top of my library if I mill myself for a certain amount, in this case 4. So I'll go ahead and draw this Golgari Thug.
So if you don't mill over another Dredger, you just...
Oh, I'm so stuck. This would be a disaster.
I see, all right.
Let's roll, drum roll, please.
Come on. 1. Yes.
2.
Yes.
3.
Right. Yes.
This is hard. We need to mill a Dredger. If not, our 2 other draws are from the top of our library like a normie. 3.
Yes.
No,
I mean, that's still...
It's not awful. It's not awful.
So what happens?
So, when Narcomoeba hits the graveyard, I may choose to put it into play, which it will. This goes into the graveyard. And then I'm just going to draw 2 cards at the top of my library like a loser.
Sure.
1, 2.
Whew. Carl didn't hit another Dredger, so he's stuck with only a Narcomoeba and a Prized Amalgam. So maybe we have some more time to set things up.
Now, end of turn. Because a creature entered the battlefield from my graveyard, which the Narcomoeba did, my Prized Amalgam is going to enter the battlefield tapped. 4 power on the board.
Yeah, that seems intimidating.
It'll get there. You'll see. I'll pass the turn over to you.
All right, I'll untap and I will draw. Yeah. Your board seems much better than mine. I'll play a Flagstones of Trocaire.
Did you just go through a random box of like 10-cent magic cards?
That's exactly what I did. And I'll pass the turn.
Ooh, you can get a Bachuka bug. This is sorcery speed or instant speed?
It is instant speed. So get ready for instant speed lands entering the battlefield.
I'm gonna untap.
All right.
Please don't tell the other Dredge players I'm drawing from the top of my library. They'll bully me.
I won't tell anyone.
I'll draw from the top of my library.
It's a bit embarrassing though. Like,
it is tremendously embarrassing. I am going to declare tax.
Risky.
Swing in for 4.
Yeah, all right. Hit me. 15.
All right. No more drawing off the top of my library. This is over. Funny business is done. I'm gonna use a gemstone counter and I'm gonna cast a Cathartic Reunion.
Okay.
I'm going to discard these 2 Stinkweed Imps.
And so now I could respond with the Elvish Reclaimer, hey?
Are you? This is the test. This is to see if you have the Duke of Bog.
I won't.
Got ya!
This is the shame.
I won't tell the other lands players. This is on the stack. I'm going to, first of all, draw a Stinkweedum in my graveyard. Mill 5. Ooh.
Okay.
So, I milled a card called Creeping Chill. When it enters my graveyard from my library, I may choose to exile it instead, at which point I'll deal you 3 damage and I'll gain 3 life.
All right.
6-point life swing.
So I'm down to 12 and you're up to 25?
Yes, exactly. And then the Narcomoeba will also enter the graveyard and enter the battlefield subsequently. I would like to draw a second card.
Okay.
I will draw a Stinkweedum from my graveyard.
Of course you do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, no Dredger, right?
I have the Life from Below here.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn it. Oh.
So the Narcomoeba, second Narcomoeba, will enter the battlefield. And then I will draw this Life from Below.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. That's a Dredge.
So that Catharic Reunion just put a lot of pressure onto the board, so I'm gonna need a game plan. And what I'm thinking about here is Shadow Spear. We can get an Urza Saga with the Reclaimer, which will get us a Shadow Spear at some point, and if we attach that to a huge Knight of the Reliquary, then we might be able to gain enough life to render all of Carl's creatures useless.
So these will enter the graveyard. And then I would like to pass my turn. At the end of my turn, this Prize Amalgam will enter the battlefield tap.
Sure. It's way too much power on the board. End of turn. I'll activate my Elvish Reclaimer.
All right, get in there.
I'll sacrifice Flagstones of Trocair.
Let's see what you got.
So first, I get to get a Plains into the battlefield tapped. Very strong. Get myself a tapped Sacred Foundry. And then as for the land I get with Elvish Reclaimer, that one can get any land. So I will get an Urza Saga.
Oh, that's not bad.
So then I'll go into my turn?
Yes.
Upkeep, draw. Urza Saga goes to 2. I'll play another Elvish Reclaimer.
Oh, love to see him.
And then I'll play a Wooded Foothills.
Yes.
And crack it.
All right, taking 1 or 3?
Taking 1. Getting Forest.
I'm still not quite sure what's in your deck. This is the most uncertain I've ever been in one of our matches.
I mean, you can already tell that there's a lot of lands in my deck.
Yeah.
And I'll cast a Knight of the Reliquary.
Ooh, and there's 3 in your graveyard.
There are 3 lands in my graveyard.
These require how many?
3.
Oh, they're big.
So this is 3/4, 3/4, 5/5.
Pretty big.
Go ahead.
I will untap.
Sure. Will you take a draw?
From my graveyard. It's not drawing anymore. I will dredge back this Golgari Thug.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All those amalgams.
All the amalgams.
Getting all the prices.
So I only have 2 lands, and this is the last Gemstone Mine activation I get. After that, I'm down to 1, and I would awkwardly have to naturally draw another land, which is very unlikely. So I have 2 options. I either go for the long game, I burn the Gemstone Mine on gaining a life from the Loam, gradually bring back some lands, play them out, and then keep on casting spells. But you know what? I think we don't need any more spells this game. If you just attack in the air enough, we can beat him down so that the Ox can just get there. Let's just... no more lands from now on. All right, Jamin?
Yes.
I'm going to have to sacrifice my Gemstone Mine.
So it's no longer Gemstone yours.
Can I get a laugh track? That was awful, but it made me happy. But I don't think I need to play more spells this turn, this game, after this Ox of Agonis.
So you gotta exile 8 other cards, eh?
Yes, it's part of the cost.
All right.
So, luckily, I have a lot of cards in my graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Such a coincidence that you have so many cards in your graveyard.
Yeah, and that it just happened to have the Ox of Agonis into my graveyard. I'm gonna exile these.
Sure.
When Ox of Agonis enters the battlefield, I will discard my hand.
Okay.
Goodbye. I'll miss you. Actually, I do miss it, so I'm gonna then draw 3 cards. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start drawing from the cards I discarded.
Alright.
I would like to discard this, draw back this Thinkweed Imp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the
Lots
best.
of oxes there.
Lots of oxes. And I said I wasn't casting any more spells, so I need maybe something a little bit better than that. Luckily, we get 2 more draws. I will draw another Stinkweed Imp.
How lucky.
How lucky that it's just in my graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna hit you with Creep and Shield.
Okay, down to 8.
Down to 8.
Up to 28.
28. And then I will draw this other Stinkweed Imp from my graveyard.
How lucky to have triple Stinkweed Imp in your hand.
How lucky. And it's got Death Touch. Actually, that's not that bad, but I only have 1 land now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh, I like it, Carl.
You're like, it's a bunch of dredgers for the future, though.
I like the way you dredge it.
I am going to declare attacks.
Sure.
Swing for 3 in the air.
All right. Go down to 5.
Down to 5. I'm going to end my turn. This Prize Amalgam is going to enter the battlefield tap.
Sure.
It's your turn.
All right. I will untap, upkeep, and I will draw. And this Urza Saga is gonna trigger, and I will float a colorless mana.
Oh, you saw the comments.
I saw the comments of last week. See, that's just too little experience with Modern and Urza Saga. So I'll have 1 colorless mana floating, and then I'll go searching.
Oh, all right.
And I will put a Shadow Spear into play.
Ooh, Lifelink is not bad.
Lifelink
I
is-
wasn't expecting Shadow Spear out of this deck.
Lifelink is pretty good, I gotta say.
Oh no, I was not expecting him to play Shadow Spear in that deck. Lifelink changes all the math. We really would have needed that land. Let's just really hope we draw naturally the land so that we can play Life from the Loam and eventually Conflagrate for a lot.
All right, I'll play a Mountain,
Okay, it's a good start.
and I'll equip the Shadow Spear to an Elvish
Oh no, I
Reclaimer.
did not want to see that.
All right, and then I'll swing.
How many cards do you have in hand?
3.
How many chances that one of them is a 2-mana blocker? So that's for 5 damage, correct? No,
4. It's only 4.
I'll take it.
Sure. I go up to 9, and you go down to 24.
Yeah, I'll still survive.
All right, and then I'll equip this Shadow Spear to the Knight of the Reliquary.
Very clever.
Very clever. Look at me, Jamin Clever Kauf. Go ahead, your turn. So I don't think Carl can remove my Knight of the Reliquary, so I'm gonna use it as a lifelink blocker instead of attacking here.
All right, I'll untap.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to do the shameful thing. Jamin and Carl.
Oh.
This is embarrassing.
At this rate, I'm not sure if I can keep this a secret anymore.
I'm gonna draw from the top. Draw from the top of my library. And play land.
All right.
That's a good start. That's what I wanted.
Imagine drawing a dredger. I don't know.
I mean, no, the thing I would not want to draw is a Creeping Chill.
Yeah, true.
All right, if we attack with everything, I think if he blocks with the knight, I can Conflagrate it down, killing his biggest lifelink source. It's probably the best edge we have. I hope he doesn't see it in his graveyard. I'm gonna declare attacks.
Okay.
I'll let you do the math first.
I will block.
Okay, yeah, that's safe. That's a safe assumption.
I'll block 2 amalgams, I think. The Ox, I don't like the Ox that much. So
You don't like the Ox.
anything before blockers from your side? Before damage, I'm sorry.
No, I don't have any instants in my deck.
All right, in that case, I will activate this Knight of the Reliquary,
Okay.
sacrifice a forest, and get another land
It
into my
becomes
hand.
at 8/8.
I'll pick Valakut, another return staple from the Cardmarket Coliseum.
Oh yeah, coming back. Actually, you're probably playing a lot of similar cards.
Yeah, Urza Saga, Valakut.
People just pegged you as a land guy and you were just riding it.
Yeah, so this is now an 8/8.
So, you gain 8 life when this deals 8 damage. So you're at 17.
17. But then I also take a bunch of damage.
This will die.
It will.
This will also die.
Yep.
You will take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Go down to 6.
Down to 6.
And that's combat.
And that is combat. That was... I will take 1 damage, 23.
Sure.
And I will play a second Ox. It's good the first time. I'll exile those 8 cards.
Sure.
It will also enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter.
So then you discard your hand,
my
eh?
hand.
Yeah.
I will start by drawing just a life from the lawn.
Okay.
1, 2. Oh, there's the other creeping shell. 3. You will go down to 3.
Yep, I'm at 3. So that's the final creeping chill.
That is the final creeping shell. I had one in my opening hand. Not the math would be a lot different now.
I mean, if not, I would be at 0, probably.
Then I will draw a Stinkweed Imp. Try to get the last prize amalgam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, my library total is becoming slightly precarious.
So how many cards do you have left in your library,
6.
Carl? 6? Do you want to dredge for 5 maybe?
No, I would like to get a life of the loan.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. That's not a prize amalgam.
No amalgam.
And I'll pass the turn over to you.
All right. I'll untap. I'll have my upkeep.
Sorry, end of my turn. These 2 prize amalgams enter the battlefield tapped.
Sure. I'll have my upkeep. I'll draw. All right. This turn, the coast is clear, so I can swing in with the Knight of the Reliquary and leave the other one back to block. Though this is kind of feeling unsafe, I will swing with this Knight of the Reliquary.
It's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, 8.
Exactly.
16-point life swing, just casual, yeah. That happens.
So it's 18 to 11.
Yes.
How many cards do you have in
Hand 3, deck 3.
Wow.
And you know what's particularly embarrassing? There's 3 cards in my library. One of them's a prize amalgam and one of them's a Narcomoeba.
Oh, so
they're all cards I don't want to draw.
Yeah.
But if I dredge, I die.
All right, in that case, I will just re-equip this one. The Shadow Spear. Re-equipping Shadow Spear every turn is correct because it gives me a lifelink blocker, but it's also costing me a lot of mana here and I cannot deploy any other blockers. And then I will play a Wrenn and 6.
Ooh.
Taking down one of your Narcomoebas.
Rude.
Rude. Go ahead.
I have to decide here if I draw a Life of the Loam from the graveyard and put a Narcomoeba and another of these into play. But that means it's my last turn.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to go for natural draw.
Seems reasonable.
That was not a bad card to draw. Actually, it doesn't make a difference because what I'm going to do here is cast Conflagrate from my graveyard, taking 1 damage.
Yep.
17. I'm going to discard 4 cards to the Conflagrate.
Sure.
Knock this one out.
Yep. And then that's enough, isn't it?
And then I'll declare attacks.
I guess I'll block here, take 8, 11, 14, 16, and only go up to 15. So I'm dead.
Haha, next game!
Next game.
Before getting into game number 2, we would like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Cardmarket, without whom this would even be possible because they lend us all of our cards.
And you know why they can lend us all of the cards to play with here?
Why, Jamin?
Because their inventory is insane. Seriously, go check out their Cardmarket user profile. They have every single card. At least that's what it feels like.
It does. So if you want to save money on shipping, you just open up the Cardmarket page, select all the cards you want because they'll have them, and then you order once. They ship within 3 days in most of Europe.
Yeah, it's insane. Seriously.
It's a good deal.
You can get cards really quickly.
Let's find out who wins game 2.
Sideboarding time. We bring in a lot of graveyard hate. We can tutor out Bazooka Bog with Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary, so I feel pretty good about my sideboard here. I take out Titania because the combo really isn't good against Dredge, and I take out Wrenn and 6 because it's kind of too slow and clunky.
Game 2, we're definitely bringing in all the lightning axes. They help fill up our graveyard by putting dredgers in, and also they just kill his creatures and prevent him from beating us down by giving us more time. We're also going to bring in 1 Life of the Lawn because no matter what graveyard hate he brings in, we can kind of have it covered. Artifacts, enchantments, creatures, planeswalkers, and If it's milled into our graveyard, we can usually get it back with Life of the Law. So 1 Blast Zone in. We're going to take out all of our Shriek Horns because they help us with the velocity, but they don't really get there fast enough. And against him, we'd rather play the Lightning Axis on turn 1. We're going to wait a bit on the Nature's Claims because we're still not sure what kind of graveyard he's playing. If it's Endurance, they're just kind of embarrassing. So we'll just give it a minute. Game 2?
Game 2.
My dad, I am very happy with the shirt you brought today. It's got a lot going on. You've got Birds of Paradise, SpongeBob, Flamingos.
Yeah, it's got a lot of actions, all action.
It's very weather appropriate as well.
Yeah.
So you're going to go first?
I will.
Okay. Good luck.
And have fun.
I always do.
Well, I hope you won't, but that's part of my sideboard plan.
Making sure I bore my mind out.
Yeah, I will keep this.
I will mulligan.
All right, go ahead.
You know that thing we said in game 1 about needing at least 2 lands? Well, 6 is clearly too many.
Okay, this hand is not great, but there's also a lot of graveyard hate left in my deck. Also, the Lantern is quite good if I can snipe something while playing it and keep the activation up.
Down to 6.
That's music to my ears.
I draw a 7. Okay, if you thought that was a banger, this will be further music. I had to go down to 5.
Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da! I will draw 7.
Sure.
I keep 5.
Wow,
I keep 5.
crazy.
Oh wow, that was okay. We've got a Dredger, 2 lands, and a discard spell. We're gonna get rid of a redundant land and the cards we want on top of our library, and we have the Blast Zone naturally in hand. So we can usually use that to cover any first form of graveyard hate he has. I think we'll keep it and hope to hit another Dredger. I'll start by putting 2 cards at the bottom of my library.
So now we don't even find out if you win on 4 cards through graveyard hate because you're on 5 cards.
You know what? I'm fine not finding out. I'm fine not testing that.
All right, I will play a tapped Stomping Ground and pass the turn.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
No Elvish Reclaimer. I will take, hopefully, it's not going to be my last natural draw for the game. I'm going to play a fetch land and pass the turn.
All right, so no Shriekhorn, hey?
No Shriekhorn.
Take a draw. All right, Endurance can really back up the graveyard hate plan here, so I was really lucky to draw that. It's a Wooded Foothills that I'll crack for 1. 19. And I'll get a basic forest. And I will cast a Wrenn and 6.
It's not bad.
Getting back my Wooded Foothills.
Ooh, all the lands.
Being on the play is much better.
It is much better. I'm going to fetch, going down to 19 equally. Saw you down there, it looked cozy. I'm gonna go get a Blood Crypt.
Sure.
And it's my turn, right?
Yes, it is.
This is like a Narcomoeba Exterminator.
It is, but that's not a big role to play in Dredge matchup.
I'm gonna draw. Narcomoeba is a big part of, it dealt you a lot of damage last game.
It did.
I will go down to 17.
Wow.
And I'll cast a Thrilling Discovery.
Thrilling Discovery is way better than Cathartic Reunion here, because discarding the cards is not part of the cost of the card, so I can't respond with Endurance before Carl dredges the cards.
I'm going to discard these 2.
Sure.
I'll gain 2 life.
Yep.
Back up to 19.
Exactly.
Okay, as you can tell, I have to get lucky on the dredges here.
All right, then let's hit it.
I draw the Stinkweed.
Sure.
1. I did get lucky on the dredgers.
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, my lightning axis. So these enter the graveyard. I will then draw this Stinkweed.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would like to draw this Golgari Thug.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I have 1 Narcomoeba trigger.
I see. And there's...
Would you like to respond to the Narcomoeba trigger?
I guess I won't.
Oh, that smells like endurance.
No, it doesn't smell like Endurance. Come on, Carl.
Nah, I know that smell. I'm going to have the Narcomoeba enter the battlefield. And that will have been my turn. At the end of my turn, this prize amalgam will also enter the battlefield.
Sure.
What would you like to respond to the?
I would not.
I'll pass the turn to you.
All right. And I will take my draw. I can either permanently get rid of that amalgam here with prismatic ending, or I just suspiciously pass the turn with endurance as a hardcast creature. I'll play Windswept Heath, crack it.
All right.
Going down to 18. Get a basic planes this time.
Rest in peace.
Maybe. For now though, prismatic and your prized amalgam.
Oh no, that's so rude!
It is very rude.
Because you have 3 colors of mana. That's...
I do.
It shall not come back.
All right, and then I'll ping the Narcomoeba.
My board!
Your board!
It was so pretty.
Go ahead. Gotta keep that board clean.
I will untap. Draw Life from the Lawn from a
Sure.
graveyard. Mill 3. That's the one I want to see.
That's the one you want to see.
There he is! Would you like to respond to my main phase?
That's tough. All right, I feel like this Ox would be too much. So I'm gonna flash in the Endurance and then play the Lantern probably next turn to keep up that graveyard hate. That Ox is really threatening. Yeah, I'll evoke an Endurance.
Oh, brutal.
So you shuffle that back below your library.
It's in random order?
It's in random order. No putting your Narcomoebas on top.
This goes at the bottom of my library, Endurance enters the battlefield, and then goes
it
there.
gets sacrificed.
You just made my hand considerably worse.
I like the sound of that.
I could play the Golgari Thug here and hope that Yamin kills it with a Renin 6, but Yamin is smarter than that, and he's probably not going to fall for it. So we'll play the Stinkweed. Eventually, it blocks, it's a removal spell, it helps to stabilize, and it's a way of getting cards into our graveyard later off if he uses a graveyard interaction spell right now. You know what? Blast Zone.
All right.
And then, I'm just gonna hardcast this thing.
He's hardcasting Stinkweed Imp. What a fool.
Those are actually great at blocking.
All right, I'll take my turn.
Pass the turn over to you.
All right, I'll untap. I will take my draw. I'll cast an Explore.
Okay.
So I may play...
You also had that card last week.
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of cards last week.
60, actually.
60,
75.
Actually. 75 if you count that. Yep. I'll bring back my Windswept Heath. And I will play it alongside a Wooded Foothills. And I guess I'm forced to play a Soul Guide Lantern.
Ooh.
When that one enters the battlefield, I have to exile a card from a graveyard. So I'll just exile my Prismatic End here. I can sacrifice it at any point in time to exile each opponent's graveyard. Might come in handy.
Oh no. That's where I get my cards from.
Go ahead.
I'll untap. Natural draw. I'm gonna keep your Renin 6 down.
All right, it's down to 3.
And I'm going to shock myself with this Stomping Ground.
So you're on 17.
17. Cool.
Okay. End of turn, I will crack both of these fetches. So I'll go down to 17.
16.
16, I'm sorry, yes. And I'll just get some shock lands, some dual lands into play tapped. Namely a Temple Garden and another Temple Garden. My turn?
Yes.
I'll untap, take my draw. Woo! All right,
Woo!
Much better. It's an Elvish Reclaimer.
Okay.
I will plus Renin 6 to get back my Windswept Heath.
All right.
I'll replay it, and then I'll pass the turn.
End of turn. I will pay 3 and sacrifice my Blast Zone.
Sure.
Getting rid of the Soul Guide Lantern.
In response,
Reclaimer.
I'll have to sacrifice the Soul Guide Lantern to draw a card.
That's a good idea. Maximum value.
Yep. What was I thinking? How did I not think about the Blast Zone taking care of the Lantern and the Reclaimer? That was a huge misplay by me.
Okay, I'll untap.
Sure.
Draw for turn. I will cast a Thrilling Discovery.
Sure.
Gain 2 life.
So
18.
you're up to 18.
See if we can fight through 2 pieces of graveyard hate. I'm going to put Stinkweed and Golgari Thug into my graveyard.
Sure.
I'm going to draw the Stinkweed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw this Stinkweed.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
And I'm going to draw this Golgari Thug.
So another 4. No whammies, please.
No whammies, not yet. 1, 2, 3. That was a tremendously disappointing dredge.
That was absolutely terrible, Carl. What did you do to disappoint the dredge gods?
Yeah, so while I drew from the top of my library a few times too much last game. This goes into the graveyard. I'm gonna play a gemstone mine.
All right.
And use one of the mining counters to cast a Life from the Loam.
All right, so you're fully stocked on lands again.
Fully stocked on lands, bringing back the Blast Zone and 2 mountains.
Sounds good.
Blast Zone is good with Life from the Loam. And I'll swing back at Ren 6 for 1.
All right, back down to 3.
Go ahead.
End of turn, I'll crack my Windswept Teeth. Once again, down to 15. I'll get a Scattered Groves.
All right.
So I'll untap and draw. I'll get back Windswept Heath, as always. And then I'll cast a Dryad of the Ilsen Grove.
Ooh, those are good.
And then
You get more land drops, more of those land drops.
I do. I play Windswept Teeth and a forest, I think.
That's a lot of lands.
It's my turn. So the past few turns might have seemed quiet, but Carl has set up completely with Life from the Loam and Blast Zone, so this game feels like it's slipping away from me. I guess you will dredge.
I will... Do I want the Golgari Thug or the Life from the Loam? I think I'll dredge the Life from the Loam.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Oh, you like to see it!
That's the big payoff,
The Narcomoeba is going to enter the battlefield. Would you like to respond?
I would not.
Okay. Entering the battlefield. I'm going to swing at Renin 6 for 1.
All right, down to 3.
I'm going to cast Conflagrate from my graveyard.
All right. Discarding.
Discarding these 4 cards.
I assume you're going to target this Dryad.
I'm targeting the Dryad.
It is successfully conflagrated.
Conflagrated. Then I would like to cast Life from the Loam.
Sure.
Bringing back Mountain. Bloodstain Mire. Cast a Blast Zone for my turn.
Yeah.
And pass the turn.
Yep.
Would you like to respond to my end step?
I will not. So 2 more amalgams.
2 more amalgams enter the battlefield. It's your turn.
All right, that's a lot of power. I'll untap. I'll take a draw. I will shoot away the Narcomoeba.
Oh no!
Oh, it's gone.
It's a tough life for an Narcomoeba around these parts.
Truly is. I'll cast another Dryad of the Ilsen
Oh,
Grove.
I just spent so much to get rid of that.
And then I will Prismatic Ending another one of your amalgams.
What is going on? Yeah, of course, okay.
Play patterns repeating this game.
Yeah, is this a glitch in the Matrix?
Yeah, but then it's your turn.
Okay, I'll untap.
Sure.
I will draw a Stinkweed.
Good choice. I congratulate you
Thank you.
on that 3-mana 1/2.
Narcomoeba and a Creeping Chill. First Creeping Chill. I'm going to exile that.
All right, so I go down to 12 and you go up to 21, eh?
I have myself at 22. I was at 19.
Oh.
After I gained 2 from the Thrilling
True.
Discovery.
Yeah.
So, 22.
22 to 12.
This Narcomoeba is going to trigger.
Yep.
Would you like to respond to the trigger?
No responses.
Enter the battlefield. I'm going to swing at Renin 6 for 1.
All right, down to 1.
mountain, cast a Stinkweed Imp,
Okay.
and pass the turn over to you.
Oh, these are some big draw steps for me, Carl.
Yeah?
I would love to find something good. The prismatic endings are really good against the amalgams. Those are not coming back, but all of the other cards in Carl's deck are kind of becoming a problem.
Is it kamikazing for the Nerkamoeba?
I don't think it is. It'll get me back my Wooded Foothills.
Okay.
And I think that's my turn.
Either Jamin has the best poker face in the world, or he just has no way to deal with my flyers right now. So I think if I kill the Renin 6, attack him to the face, then bring back the Blast Zone to be able to get rid of a spear that he has, I just don't see how he can get out of this. End of turn, I would like to put a second counter on the Blast Zone,
Sure.
losing my Gemstone Mine in the process.
That's a tough loss.
I would like to draw the Life from the Loam from my graveyard.
All right.
Then 1, 2, 3. I will exile this Creeping Chill.
Yeah. Down to 9, up to 25.
Dredge is not bad.
Dredge is not bad. Also, that Ox is
Hella scary.
hella scary, as they say in the business.
In what business?
I don't know in which business they would say hella scary.
I will attack you for 3.
I guess I'll take
They're
that.
all flying.
They're all flying.
You're at
Down to
6.
6.
I will cast the Ox from my graveyard.
All right. Oh, this. All right. So the next 3 dredges are crucial. Please don't hit both crippling chills.
I'll exile these 8 cards. It'll enter with a +1/+1 counter.
This better not hit anything good, but I feel like
My whole
that's
deck is just
unlikely.
good things, Jamin and Carl. So
So first of all, you discard your hand.
I discard
right?
my hand. It's nice knowing you. I will bring back this Stinkweed.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, already a creeping chill.
You're dead.
Oh, what was
You're
that?
dead. Let's see if I get another one.
Excuse me? No, that was the only 2 left in your deck, Carl.
And they were on top of my library.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
2 creeping chills off the top of your deck.
I can't believe it. And I had so many cards in my deck anyway.
You had 15 cards to dredge that phase.
Well, that does mean that I win. So you do not play against the streamer next week.
I don't.
You've got a week off. We'd just like to remind everyone that submitting the decks this week, just for this week only, will be standard 2022 because it's Hot Topic and our streamer is mainly an arena streamer this time. Also, don't forget, please hit that sub button. Get us to 10K. That way we can start doing 2 a week.
Just one last thing. If you want to submit a deck, it's much more likely to be picked this week because modern decks are so many, but standard 2022, maybe a little less. So if you want to see a deck played that you submit, just do it now.
And we'll do it. And let's see next week what you guys submit. See you guys next week.